Hey, we're back on D&D.
Huzzah.
We are live on Twitch. Welcome, everybody. We're here to play some D&D. We skipped last week. We are back this week. We're going to try to keep doing it week to week till this is over. Getting close to, I would say, maybe this session or next session will probably be like our halfway mark with this little story that we've got here for now. Bear with me tonight. I am coming off of sickness, so I sound real stuffy and groggy and all that jazz. So I might just mute my mic every once in a while and cough. I was going to say blow my nose, but I definitely left my tissue somewhere else. So I'll find those at some point too. So
Your hand.
great. But a little bit of a recap from last time. I'll do kind of a recap from most of it because it's been a little bit. But our intrepid adventurers were kind of hired on to go into this very monster-infested, what used to be a thriving city. It is now just kind of like a stronghold with many walls. Think like Attack on Titan, but on a smaller scale, like walls and farmlands and stuff. They were hired to go in and clear it out and or find one major item for this one benefactor, Tolvis Von Dancer. And they started their journey. They made it through the front gate after fighting off some creatures that lived at the gate. Made it through to the farmlands and found some giants that were kind of hurting different creatures, dinosaurs, monsters. They fought some of them and then got out of there. Made it to the next inner wall. They could see that the wall was kind of broken down. And they could see through into what used to be where the city was itself, where different buildings and structures and stuff like that. And they camped right outside of the wall there. Next morning, waking up to a friendly face who was very injured, Quildor, the Quaggoth. And he was injured. He pointed them in the direction of Alabaster, who was somebody that somebody in the party had some knowledge of in the past, who sent for help because they were injured. The group went off to the forest to find out what was going on there and to see if they could help the crew, the forest crew that went in from a different direction to this keep. And there they found two of those members slain and the other, Alabaster herself, paralyzed on the spot. They then were faced with a giant winged creature with a bone bird skull head, who would like spit flies at them and stuff, and was very like poisonous and just disgusting in general, and was also shooting like these like contagious like arrows at them with his bow. They fought and defeated this creature, narrowly escaping some diseases and things of their own. And that's kind of where we're picking up now, is in the aftermath of that fight. And sometime in the fight, you guys know like that Quildor like picked up Alabaster and started running off, so you guys could like keep focusing on that. There was a little bit of help at one point, not that you guys really needed it, but at one point your guys' quote unquote friendly mammoth and ankylosaurus showed up and
Hell yeah.
tried to help save the day. You guys ran into them when he rescued them, quote unquote rescued them. He kind of freed them from the giants that were hurting them in the session 2. We're gonna pick up right there, but after that fight, you guys hit a level up to level 7. I think everybody kind of did that off screen. So if you guys have any questions or need anything, feel free to just message me during this, and I can pump some extra info towards you about level 7. But I think you guys should be good. But hey, that's where we're starting. We're starting off kind of just like right after the aftermath of this fight. You guys have collected up a few things. I think you guys collected the skull of this creature. I think Torsten, did you get like some vials of like the ashes or something like that?
Yeah, just a vial.
Okay,
Just
gotcha. I thought, yeah, I thought you were scooping up some things while we're there too. And then there was, I think the only other thing that was on the ground was like the bow of this creature. The bow itself didn't seem too specific. It looked like the arrows that he was shooting, that he was kind of summoning those and just shooting these. But the bow has kind of got a cool aesthetic to it for sure. It's definitely a creepier, darker wood with like different feathers kind of attached to it. A long black string. But yeah, it's a very large bow because he was a very large creature as well. So you'd be considered like a long bow.
I think Bromwyn went ahead and snatched that one up. I
Cool,
want to
cool,
say
cool.
he's
Right
got
on.
combinations with it. Yeah. So the Brom goes over and like pulls Jackson off of the smoking bird stall. Like Jackson, there's nothing left on it, and you've eaten enough. And he kind of like scoots him back towards the wagon in that general direction.
Nice, nice.
Is Wildor over there? Is he at the side of the woods? Like, where did he wind up with Alabaster?
Good question. Good question. Yeah, Quildor did so he ran past you guys and then ran out of the forest. And you will, when you guys go back, it was only like a 5-6 minute walk. You will find that he's like out. Like he's trying to tend to Alabaster right outside the forest by your guys' carriage.
Cool. Brom goes to walk that direction, and then does a slow pan of the party to see if anyone's following him, if they're still picking over the bird bones, as it were.
Bird bones.
Bird bones.
Yeah, Dross pretty quickly moved on from that.
Yeah, same.
Moved on from that. Sweet. Yeah, don't want to really linger and see what else could happen in the forest there.
Very spooky.
Yeah, creepy
on.
forest.
Plus, we've got these people we saved that we need to converse with. So.
Right on. Yeah, so you get out there and like I said, you see Quildor trying his best to like tend to Alabaster. Alabaster doesn't look hurt very much. She was just definitely, I mean, she does definitely have wounds on her, but it definitely seemed she was more like she was paralyzed at that point. And you see that at this point she's starting to like come out of it. You see her just like when you guys come across her, she's like holding her arm, sitting upright up against the carriage. And then Quildor's just kind of in a panic because he's not like a healer. He doesn't have any idea what he should be doing.
But Brom's gonna kind of go up to her and be like, hey friend, how you holding up in there? Looks like you got caught sleeping, huh? Caught sleeping, attacked by a big old bird.
And you see her and she looks up and kind of gives you a nod of just like, you get the sense that she's just like very thankful that you guys came. She says, I wasn't sure if anyone would be able to make it to us in time. Thank you for your assistance.
You know what's so crazy about that? Is that we were just kind of sitting out by the wall, and then your buddy Quildor came running out. But something about a couple of nights ago, we were sitting next to a big old, I don't know, giant structure, and they were smooching on the inside. But I woke up that night, and I just had a feeling that I had to come and save you. Someone was whispering in my ear, as it were, to come rescue you. Isn't that pretty crazy? Call it divine ordainment. I'm not really into that, but I know some people are. And he points over at the elf in our party, the clearly cleric in our party.
We do seem to keep crossing paths, don't we?
Something about
unsure what that could mean, but
I don't know. Maybe it's just kind of lucky.
At this point in time, I'm very thankful for it.
He says, lucky for me at least, and he like blushes a little bit. He says, oh, also while we were in there, I know you weren't really able to fight too much, but I found you this, and he like pulls the bow off his shoulders, and it's like comically large even for him. He's like, I don't know if you can do anything. I don't know what, since last time we hung out, I don't really know what kind of job you picked. But here's, and he like lays it next to her, like, if you want to use this bow, call it a little gift or whatever.
Thank you. And she like picks it up and just kind of like runs her hands along it and just like, thank you. And it's like sets it aside and kind of leans back, more focused on just like resting and
Sure.
catching her breath. And she does look up and she looks at the group. She's like, the others, were they out? Did they?
They're just sleeping. They're just sleeping in the woods for a bit.
Sleeping
They're not. I'm
in the
sorry, they're not
woods.
sleeping in the woods. They didn't make it. I don't know why. I don't know why I tried to fuss. No, they tragically did not make it. Your buddy Quildor did. He's in a bit of a pickle. He's not looking too great himself, but
She looks up at the Quildor and she's like, "I told you I had to stay behind that one. I told you back at the fire I had to stay behind this guy, and I'm glad I did."
yeah, he seems honestly, he seems real scary. But I would say I'm gonna let you rest for a little bit if you want to join us in our camp. And he points like way away where Quildor ran to, like miles and miles and miles, however far it was, like to the camp. It says, if you want to join us by that wall over there for like some coffee or something, you let us know. But we're gonna, just gonna hang out. So let me know if you do anything. He does like a weird like scoot forward, to, like hug or handshake, and he thinks better of it, like steps back a little bit, and kind of stands there, and then like walks off to go hang out with Jackson.
Nice. I think Quildor, he'll kind of look to her and look around at you all, and it's like, I think we'll have to go back to Tolvis. He did say he would stay at his camp for a little. After you guys left, he was telling us that he was just gonna stay at the camp for a little bit. I asked him, and so maybe we'll go back to him and see if we can just kind of rest, recover. But I think, I don't know. I think our time here in this place is probably over. And he'll like reach down and like see if he can like scoop up Alabaster and see if she's ready to start walking or not. And it might take them a little bit of time, but they might start ending up moving back towards the entrance. Before they go, they will ask like, what are we, if we go back your direction, because we don't really want to go into the forest, what are we gonna face any, is there anything, is it safe that way?
Yeah, you're gonna have a giant problem if you go back the way we came.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Yeah, you've got several giants and quite a few dinosaur type creatures ahead of you. But I think if you can sneak, maybe stay off the roads. They tend to want to stay where their creatures are. So if you kind of veer around the structures, you might make it.
Okay.
I would say though, strength in numbers. If y'all want to hunker down and stay with us at the, we got food, we got supplies, we got some pretty good coffee over there. Our lion friend here has really good pipe weed and a bunch of pipes to pass around. So if you want, you could hang out with us just for a little while, Less dangerous that way. Also, we're going in, and I know you want to know what's inside this castle.
That's good. If you want to roll a persuasion check, you can definitely do that.
Yeah. Persuade him.
I like
Persuade him.
I like having camp NPCs. Persuasion's a +3. Mama.
NPCs back at the camp. That way, in case you guys, if you die off, you could just switch out. Like, hey, there we go.
Exactly.
Back up
characters on them and on like your main character.
There it is.
It was a 20,
Somebody's
but I
playing
rolled
Twitch
a 12.
Divinity.
Yeah, too much. I fear. I was 15 total.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think the two of them will look at each other and maybe. Maybe we can. We're definitely going to need to rest, and I don't think we'd do well if we came up against some giants right now. If you don't mind, maybe we'll tag along for a little bit at least and just try to recover. You see Alabaster's definitely just like, yeah, I'm definitely curious what's going on inside.
What do you think's in there?
I would love to
I was
know.
going to ask you when you feel a little bit better, but I since you brought it up. You have any hunches? You got any leads? Anything going on?
Well, if what we faced on the outermost part here is something like that, or I think it could only get worse.
That's what I'm saying. More the reason to stick together. I think that's real strength in numbers situation.
Okay, I think we can stick with you for a little bit. If it gets intense like that again, though, I'm about survival more than this, whatever this is. I was already paid. I'll pay back what I've got if it means my life, for sure.
Hey, you know what? You and me both, sister. You and me both, pal. You and me both, buddy. All right.
Nice.
Great. Glad to hear it. And I'm sure
Right
Jack
on.
would be glad to see you as always.
All right. So yeah, I guess they'll tag along with you guys for a little bit.
Hell yeah.
We'll see what that amounts to.
We're finished camp, baby.
There it is.
Do they
Extra
have anything on
characters.
them? Do they have any like supplies or anything, or do they leave it kind of like all in the forest? Do we have to worry
I
about like, rations
think
or anything for these guys?
I think you'll be all right with them. Quildor himself doesn't really have anything. You can probably have grabbed like all of their supplies were just like around their camp. So I'd say with it being cleared out now, you could have grabbed like their rations and supplies and stuff and brought it along. And then Quildor, he's big, so he can carry a lot of things too. So like a pack that he probably would have carried is just a big bag on his back, so he'll carry that around. And then Alabaster still had her pack with her, so
Okay.
yeah, just their general supplies, I'd say.
So we don't even need the wagon anymore. We can just pile our stuff on the NPCs.
There you go.
Yeah, actually, that is. So where is the wagon? We left it on the edge of the forest. Are we there right
Mhm.
now? Like, is that where we?
Yeah.
Are, right? Okay.
Yeah. It was briefly entered into the forest, and then you guys just kind of bounced back out to it to meet up with them.
Cool.
Cool.
Do we want to rendezvous back at the wall position, like the second gate that we found the other day, or like before this fight, or do you boys want to camp here at the edge of the forest?
I feel like we go back to where we were. I feel because we're gonna do a long rest. I feel like edge of forest seems more dangerous, but I don't know because we also heard a bunch of noises. I feel like on the other side of the wall. So, 50,
right on.
shot.
That's also a good like question. Do we long like we need a long rest? But like, is it morning time, afternoon? Like, is it time to hunker down already?
Yeah, so you guys woke up to Quildor and then traveled like maybe an hour or two to get here. So it's not really like time for like bedtime to sleep again. So this would be like you're probably like a couple hours into the day. I'd say it's before noon still. So if you want to travel back, it would take a couple hours. It'd probably be just noon or afternoon by the time you got back to that spot on the wall. But then you could try to go in if you wanted to and see if there's anywhere to hunker down in there.
How long does a short rest? What's the duration of that?
About an hour.
Okay.
I probably could get by with a short rest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do we do a short rest right now? Before we
Cool.
go? That feels
I-
reasonable if we just fought.
Yeah, I'd say even if you guys wanted to like since you have the carriage, like short rest as you're traveling, I wouldn't
Nice.
dock that. I'd say that's fine to do. You can even just like since it's going to take like about 2 hours to get back, you can even just like trade off if you guys need room in the carriage for it. Cool.
Short rest will be good.
Short rest it is.
On the way, Brahm's gonna tell Alabaster all about the egg.
The one that's in. Oh, yeah.
Let's see if she has any eggs sitting.
See if she has any egg insight. Oh, let me roll and see if she has any insight on this egg.
That would be exciting.
That'd be exciting.
Good one.
Okay.
Dang,
that's an interesting roll. Okay.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Nice. Every time you say one of those comments, Bromwood is 100% for it. He's ride or die for these comments.
Oh my goodness. All right, let me pull this up here real quick. I need another tab. She will look over the egg and she'll like, where did you guys even come across something like this?
To be honest, I don't know. Taurus, did you find this? You're the one that found the egg, right? Did the giant lay it, or I wasn't there when you got it? Sorry.
Actually, trying to remember.
I think we
just had a big fight. I was knocked out unconscious. All right, you've only had a short rest.
Fair.
I'm a mammoth. I tried to tame a mammoth, broke my heart, or ran away. I've had a lot going on.
got a lot
I
going
looked to
on.
my companions. I'm like, "Explain to me again. Where we got this egg? I think it was from. It was from the big giant
Bag.
troll, right?
Yeah, I think it's his bag.
Just
that
dropped
you
it.
Scooped up.
Yeah, as we were riding away.
But we don't know if it's like a giant egg or like a mammoth
That
egg or like
sounds-
a dinosaur egg, or I don't know if Torsten laid it himself and he's being real coy and shy about it. I saw this man
Nice.
licking his bagpipes the other day. I have no idea how to play. Clearly, I don't know what's going on. So if you have any insight into it, feel free to drop us.
Out of all those things, it's definitely not a giant egg. I'd say it falls more on the dinosaur reptile spectrum of things for sure.
Sure, that's what I was thinking. Sure.
She's like, I wouldn't be able to point out exactly what it was, but if I had any, like, from anything I've learned in the past, it gives me vibes of like a raptor's egg or something along those lines.
Great. That's kind of incredible news. To be honest, I didn't want to raise a youngin of a giant. I thought that would be kind of problematic. But raising like a reptile, Jackson, you better watch out. You're gonna have some competition coming up. Another little spry one to watch out for and take care of. You see Jackson like stomp his feet a little bit.
Nice. Cool.
Anything exciting on the way to the gate? Is it like
Um,
situation, or are we just scooting?
If you want to roll perception check, you can. Whoever wants to, if anyone wants to.
Perception
If
check?
no one wants to, that's fine too.
I'll
Flat
perceive.
Flat nod.
Perceive it up.
I love perception checks.
14.
14. 10 from Bromwood. Yeah, so on your way back to that area, nothing major of note. You might see off in the distance, like way back where you came from originally, like the giants kind of walking, a couple of them, and trying to, like, you might see one of them like chasing a creature of some sort, but nothing in your immediate vicinity, nothing crazy that's going to be bothering you guys on your way back.
Do I smell anything?
Ooh, smell. It depends, and if you're closer to the wall or farther away from the wall.
Oh,
Ooh.
What
Are you guys-
benefits me the most?
stinky cat.
That's good. I love that.
Castle.
Roll for benefiting the most.
I rolled I assume that's a D20 plus a D4.
I love that. That's it.
10.
A flat 10, straight up 10. There's times that you'll be like on different sides of the cart, but when you're closer to the wall, there's definitely a distinct smell coming from further in. In the fields, it's kind of open air, like open fresh air, not much going on. But the closer you get to the wall, the closer you get to the city itself, it has a different smell. Maybe weirdly, almost like I would say cave like, maybe a little bit like a bonfire, just a little bit of a crisp bonfire you kind of smell.
Guys, as we get close to the city, I noticed there's a smell that I could only describe as maybe distinct. Like a crisp bonfire with like undertones of cave.
Oh, these boys getting rowdy up in here? These boys having a cookout? Didn't invite us?
Cave boys.
Nope. Gonna have to go
Cave
crash.
boys.
Cave
I am
boys.
gonna-
Cave boys?
Cave
What
boys.
kind of boys?
I'm gonna pull out my perfume and I'm gonna spray myself.
There you go. They got spritz on the wall or something. Nice. Yeah. So you guys are. Go ahead.
So I think the mouthwash, the mouth, spray is supposed to go inside your mouth, not on your neck. But I think whatever works for you. I don't know how elves work. So if that's something you guys do, I think
I
that's.
don't know how the elves.
I think that's great.
No, see, this bottle right here is very expensive. It's called Whisper of Grace. It's white jasmine, soft vanilla, and a whisper of celestial mint. It goes right on the nape of your neck, and then you don't smell cave. It's specifically anti-cave.
Anti-cave.
Well, the more you know.
Perfect. Anti-cave. I love it. Yeah, so you guys travel back, no problem. As you travel back, Respan's camera gets a little blurry and out of focus.
I was like, I don't know how to fix this. Let me see if I do a classic.
No, you're fine.
Oh, they're perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah. This is the best face I can make.
You never looked better.
Dang.
Well, blurry again.
Hey,
Wow, that's really weird.
I
Like,
did
what is
this
it even
last-
focusing on?
Thank you. Oh, the palm of my
Like,
hand
nothing
all
is
the way up
clear.
there. Come on.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Hey,
They got
that
it.
works.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
Goofy.
Yeah, so you guys can make it back to that. Like I said before, last time when you guys got to it, it looks like there was a gate at one point, and it has now like since been like destroyed and broken out, which would make it easier for you guys to get your carriage into the city. It's about noon, maybe a little after noon, when you reach the gate itself. What would you like to do?
Dance.
You can always dance. That's fine.
Remind me, this is the gate that's like broken, where we could slip through it.
Yep. Yep. This one's like destroyed. Like there's definitely clearly there was a gate at one point in time, and it's just removed. There's still wall that goes along both sides, but where the gate was, it's just crumbled and broken, and it looks like it's kind of been traveled many times now to the point of you just be able to just kind of walk right inside.
So the
Let's
wagon would fit?
let's-
Yeah, the wagon should fit, no problem.
Yeah,
Oh, go right
early
in.
the day. I vote we waddle on in. We've
Right
got
on in there.
NPCs. We can
Waddle,
send them
waddle.
first.
And
You know?
away.
Got some NPCs, throw them out front.
Yeah. Let him die. Brom says, honestly, I'm feeling right as rain from that little power nap I took. Quildor, you hanging out back there? You hanging in?
Yeah, and he'll just be like walking alongside the wagon, and his thumbs up. Yeah, I'm doing all right, feeling better, feeling good.
All right, glad to hear it.
We're walking in. We're just going in. Sounds good. Sounds fun.
Let's do it.
Carriage would be a
Cool.
tight squeeze, but yeah, never mind. There's ladies present.
Jesus. Oh man.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. No. So you're able to, no problem. You guys can walk right in. As you pass through the gate, you see it comes up to like a better road than before. Like the road you were on before looks super worn down. This one was definitely built for this city years and years and years ago. Even though it hasn't been well maintained, it's still functioning. It's still a good like stone road here. Right as you pass through, you start to see around you like buildings and buildings and buildings. It's like a wide open city with streets that go like the one that you're on right at the gate leads towards the next wall. But there's all these manner of buildings. All of them, well, most of them, I would say, look either very rough or destroyed or collapsed in or broken. Like they all look pretty beat up because there's not been people here for a long time to maintain them or that have been living in them. That's what you see. You walking in, you see all these different cities. You can see the wall in the distance, and kind of like peeking over the wall a little bit, you can kind of see the top of the keep, the stronghold on the other side of the innermost wall. Off to the east a little bit, towering a little bit even higher, you can see the top of a tower, which is that other tower that was talked about before, the supposed what used to be like a mage's tower is kind of there. But that's a little bit more east. It looks like it could be on the eastern side of the innermost wall. If anyone wants to just kind of like look around, perception, anything, any point in time, just let me know. I can describe a little bit more of different things depending on what you guys see.
Yeah, could I don't know if you do a history check or not, but I'd
Cool.
like to roll for something.
Okay.
Just to get the general vibe. What would be most appropriate?
So what kind of vibe are you trying to get? Like more knowledge that of something you may have known about the city in the past, or like what you're seeing right here in front of you?
I think more about like the buildings, the structures, the stones, any any of the architecture or sigils or anything on anything.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Okay, yeah. Give me a history check then, and I'll
Okay.
get you some stuff.
Ooh, 25.
That's good. That's really good. So you're just kind of like walking through with the rest, like everybody's there together. You're walking through and you're seeing what you do see is like the wood that these buildings are built out of. You recognize just from the brief moment that you were in that forest. It seems like I said before, this place is very self-contained. They built these buildings out of the trees that they grew in the forest here. It looks like those match up for the most part, the wood there. You see crumbled signs of different, in different languages, some common, some that you might understand, but of like this place probably was like a bakery at one point in time. Or you'll see like last names or surnames of different families on like sides of buildings as you pass by. But again, burnt, crumbled, most of the buildings fairly destroyed. I think the biggest thing it emphasizes is that like this was a very self-contained stronghold, and that was the point of this whole city, was to be that.
Interesting. Okay.
These are some nice households. If anyone wants one of these, surely we can pack it up in a carriage and bring it home. And Brom looks over at Jackson. Jackson, we got to get one of these to Mom and Dad. These are some nice little houses. They got roofs on them and everything. Oh, we live in the high life to get one of these boys home.
Are roofs not something that you used to?
If it caves in, sometimes you gotta find enough. It takes a long time to get enough sticks to like put it back on the sides and then get it to balance before the rain caves it in again. It's kind of a lot. So having them like pre-installed in the house is, I think, a really great invention.
Have you ever been in one of these houses when the roof just caves on in?
Not one of these ones, like the ones that we're here at now, and that's why I think they look pretty sturdy even in their current state. So maybe I could, I don't know, find a way to get one of them back home. We'll see though.
I'm just wondering if a roof ever like landed on your head. It just would help explain some things.
Oh, in my lifetime, yeah, that's that's kind of like it just happened.
Okay,
Does it not?
cool.
Yeah. So you said that as if it like doesn't happen to you. Did you have like a house with like a flat roof or like a stable?
Yeah, I can't say I've been in buildings where the roof just caves in quite often. That'd be a notable event. Yeah.
Wow, I tell you, different cultures. I tell you, we've all got our own things going on.
You know what I mean?
Each their own. Just so absolutely crazy.
It's great.
That's real great, man. You're missing out. Is there like a road through town or anything, or is it just like it breaks into like city streets, blah blah blah, like going to the other wall? It's like a straight shot kind of thing.
It looks like straight ahead would lead to what was probably at one point like a central like square area, but it's fairly run down. From what you can see, it looks like maybe there was some sort of statue or something or other up there. But it does look like past that it does continue on towards the next gate. But you do see at different points you'll probably have to turn through these different streets. It does split out into different streets with different buildings. Right as you cross through along the wall, you just see rows and rows of buildings there as well.
Cool.
So it's maybe a straight-ish shot, not the straightest shot. You might have to make some twists and turns once you get a little further in.
Brom looks at the party and says, what are you guys feeling, Again, I'm feeling sprint, surprise, fiddle. Do you guys want to hit up that mage tower if y'all are feeling a little extra, adventurous? Or do you want to head straight into the keep and find out what this grand old mystery is, that grand old Opry? I could go for a little extra adventuring. I hear that, money's money.
I vote mage tower. I think it's possible what we're looking for could actually be in there anyways. So I think mage tower, I mean, if it's a tome, tome, okay. Mage tower,
Classic switcheroo. I think it's a great idea.
I would love to go to Mage Tower. That's Dross's vote.
To be honest, I just like walking around in here with a couple of friends. So the more time I get to spend with you guys, the better.
Nice. As you guys continue just down this main road here, you start to hear kind of those chatterings that you heard originally, and you look around and you can kind of see above some of the. I mean, it's still a hike to get to the next wall because like these walls are fairly far apart, but you can see in the distance above some of the houses some of these like flying creatures. And as you're like walking, you definitely like every once in a while kind of just feel like you see something like run out of the corner of your eye. And there's a certain area, like in the east, not towards the Mage Tower, but like in like the direct east. You're looking like maybe northeast to the Mage Tower. Like down some of the streets, you hear big noises. And if you like peek around corners and you like kind of just like stealthily as you guys are like walking, like look, you'll see like big creatures walking and things that you probably have never seen before. They've like different colors, greens and purples and spikes, and like some of them with curled wings that look like bats, some of them like bones like affixed to them, like wild dark creatures you see kind of flying, roaming. And it does seem like maybe there's some sort of like patrol of some sort. I would use the word patrol. It seems like these creatures are moving through the city. And you kind of get the sense for where they're coming from because they're not quiet about it. They're pretty loud.
Y'all ever seen anything like this? Looks like a zoo. Again, not to downplay other cultures. Maybe this is how they live, Maybe this is where the bat folk live, but I don't know. I never seen them before.
And will we have to cross paths with these creatures to get to the Mage Tower?
It's possible. They seem very sporadic on how they go about their searching, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot. You get the sense that there's like a small army of these creatures roaming throughout in different parts of the town. But yeah.
Is there any sort of perception check that I could do to detect any like aggression or general vibe of like, will it kill me if it sees me?
Yeah. Oh, I'd go for an insight check. That one would give you what you're looking for there.
The lie detector check.
Got it. I'm
the lie detector check.
This is gonna go great.
Oh, 5. So you're not 100% sure. The vibe that you get from them is they probably would try to kill you, but yeah, they do give kind of they do give kind of a feeling of, I would say, a very loose feeling of the creature that you guys fought in the forest, but definitely not as intelligent. They are definitely like more of a hive cluster of creatures as opposed to like one intelligent creature that would attack. But it does seem like it would take you guys the better part of the day to get through most of the town, just trying to dodge that for the most part, as well as like just walking in general because it's a hike to get there. Anything else you guys want to do before I start describing other things?
Yeah, can I use my divine sense just to detect if anything is good or evil?
Yeah, definitely. So hit me with that. It tells you specifically if there's certain creatures, right? Certain types of creatures.
Yeah, you can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Got it. So you've got your divine sense kind of up and scanning. They're a little further than 60 feet, but anytime that you kind of dip close to them, you get a very fiendish nature. It's very fiendish. But 60 feet's kind of close, so when they get kind of close, that's when,
That's-
or when any of
not
them like,
good.
like one flies by or something like that, you get the sense it's like fiend for sure.
Yeah.
Does
I
anyone
let the
any...
group know
oh,
that
sorry.
it's bad. No, I just let the group
Got it.
know. I got a bad feeling.
Yeah,
Do
and
we
you see
have
cool doors.
anything as a group that we could do to like distract these things and get them off our path? I don't know if we like shoot something over, because if they're kind of like less intelligent and there's a lot of them, maybe we could like throw a stick, you know, really far and they'd all run after it. You know, something better than that.
Ooh. It depends on how long we would need them away for. I could presumably message like the farthest one away, but have the message just be me like screaming hello to see if it like startles them to pull the attention, but that might just put them more on guard than they would be.
But
There you go.
I don't know.
They also might not really care where they are. So like if we pull them away, wherever they end up, they might just start roaming around there. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't
Are
know.
there any?
Do we want to fight these things? Do we want to sneak? Sneaky boys?
Sneaky might be the way to go. Are there any like
Yeah.
buildings we can get like a vantage point? Are there any like taller? If this were like Warzone, where there are like buildings you could stand up and like look around to see if there's like,
Nice.
a useful area, or are they just kind of like mulling about?
I'd say most, like I said before, most of them are definitely very. Give me a perception check just to see what you see when it comes to these.
Oh, it's a nat 20.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah, most of the buildings themselves are like uniform kind of height. They're varying slightly, and a lot of them are very broken down, crumbled. There is one that you see a bit off into the distance, which looks still fairly well intact, and definitely a little bit taller. And it gives a vibe of like an inn, maybe like a tavern style building. And it definitely, but to reach it. I mean, you see it clearly because it looks different than the rest, and it looks taller, like you were asking. It would be the better part of the rest of the day you get to it over there, but it definitely looks like the kind of thing that you were asking about, though.
Okay. Brom relays that to the team, like, hey, if we want to like get in and maybe do some scouting, we can do that. If the other option is not like sneaking around and trying to get to where we're going, depends on how safe y'all feel.
I'm good with that.
With which one? So now we have the inner keep, the inner keep, the mage tower, and now the inn. We've added an option to the list.
I'm good. So the inn is the building that looks like different and it's a little taller. I feel like I like that as a stepping stone to our next decision.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Because
Right
it's a
on.
little more put together. We could also just hang out there for a skosh.
Yeah. Who knows? It's an inn. That's where we could do our long rest, you know?
There could be beds. There could
Play
be
some
beds
board
and
games.
for that. Exactly.
Love
Boys' night in the cabin.
Play some
Great.
D&D.
Nice. Oh, we're gonna play D&D inside D&D, everyone. This is
I don't think it's
D&Dception.
probably
Name of the
never been
game.
done. It's probably
That's
never
the
been
next
done.
game.
I think I just invented it, and it's
That's it.
gone crazy.
Nailed it.
That's it. I don't know. I think that's just Stranger Things, right? Isn't that all that is? It's just D&D instead of D&D.
Yeah, let's
I'm gonna roleplay
go
2
to the
layers
inn.
deep.
And hopefully
Ooh.
there's room at the end for us.
Nice.
There you go. So I would like to in your guys' travel, if everyone could give me a stealth check.
No. All right, well,
Just so that we can have travel. Okay, I'm good with that.
Who's the worst at stealth checks before you announce your results?
Whoa.
No,
Quildor.
I'm
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm
Quildor's
minus
fine, but-
1.
Okay,
I'm good on my side. I got a 19.
I also got 19, so I'm hitting.
I'm gonna
22
give
with my
I'm gonna
plus.
give you guidance before we get too far in.
Okay.
So that you can
Love
give
that.
yourself a
Guide me.
1d4.
Guides.
Nice.
He's a guider.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So then, Bruns, you'll roll your stealth check and then add a D4. That was great, Caspian.
Got
So we
it.
got an 18. We got a 22. We got a 22.
It was a natural
And-
20. I'm so excited.
Nice. Nat 20. That makes up for Quildor then.
And
He didn't roll
D4,
very
so
well.
13, 14.
Okay. That's not terrible. All right,
was a
sweet.
boy.
Well, that's pretty good. You guys did pretty well.
Yeah.
I think What's my other roll for what's her face? Oh yeah, hers is great too. All right, so no, you guys do pretty good. You're keeping your carriage just on track. As you pass through like the center of the city, I was telling you there was like crumbles of a long forgotten statue that was in the middle. Might have even been a fountain at one point. It's just kind of destroyed, and like the rocks of it just are all over the ground there. You go around that, you make your way further into the city, and you're kind of keeping that northeastern trek, trying to get towards the Mage Tower area. But seeing over the top of these buildings, you can see the one taller building that looks nice. And you get up to it, and you notice it is like it was at one point in time like an inn. It's still definitely worn down, but for some reason, this one definitely seems not as worn down as the rest. Like it might have something kept it the way it is, and you don't know why. But you're able to get up to it. There's definitely a place that you can kind of just pull the caravan between buildings and like leave it to be safe there. But then you're there. Do you guys want to go in?
Go in.
In the inn.
In the inn?
Brom said,
That's what
can
we're
you
here for.
believe they still got the housekeepers working? This whole city's destroyed, and they're up here maintaining this place? Right? That's so good of
Dedication.
them. Dedication, you know? And I bet their boss is real proud of them.
I know
yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Let's get on in there. I'm tired of the sun beating down on my neck. And Brom
You see
Nice.
that sun from my chest.
Oh man.
Gonna take Jackson and kick in the front door saloon style.
There you go, saloon style. Nice. Yeah, you bust in the door, and you go in. It's dark in here. There's definitely not been people in here, so it's not lit or anything like that. But it definitely does seem maintained. It seems clean. Not everything in here's not like destroyed or broken. There's remnants of that for sure. Behind, like at the base floor, it gives off like a tavern vibe, which looks like it's attached to. Which leads it into the higher floors, like more inn or like rooms upstairs. It's not like a hotel or anything like that where it's like crazy tall. It's maybe 2 floors that from the outside you can tell there's like 2 more floors above. And you come in and there's like the bar area and definitely remnants of like broken glass and stuff that would have been behind there. And the tables are still there, chairs, some knocked over, some broken, but for the most part this place doesn't seem as bad as a long forgotten city would be.
Jackson, do that thing with your eyes, where your eyes glow. I can't really see in here. And Brom like taps him on the head a couple of times, trying to get him to click on. Like, well, I mean, if you're not feeling it. But like, it'd be nice to have some light. Actually, he's gonna turn over to Caspian. Caspian, can you shine a little mirror in here? Kind of get some light going on. And then if you walk around to the front of the beam you shot in the first time, you can reflect it again and kind of light this place up like a little disco ball. I think that might be. I don't clerics glow or something? Don't you guys have like armor that shines? I don't know.
I do have dark vision. I can see in the darkness up to 60 feet.
How does it smell around here?
How does it smell? It smells.
Here's some hot adjectives.
So walking through the village, hot adjectives. Walking through the city, what I described before, that like bonfire. After seeing the creatures, you got more of like I'd say like lava, like a brimstone-y smell, like a disgusting smell, just from the rest of the city. This tavern inn, it doesn't have much of that. It definitely smells the best out of what you've been walking through.
So I'll pull out one of my scented candles.
Nice.
Specifically one of my rosewood and cinnamon candles.
Perfect.
And not only will I actually light it for its scent value, But I will also cast light on it. So
Nice.
it's like an
There you
extra
go.
bright candle.
Awesome.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I knew you had it. I knew you were holding out on me. I knew you could light up this room. All these clerics got
Yeah,
that.
you
They all
do
got that
know.
party trick.
I specifically, like very specifically, I am a cleric of light. This is
Oh, really?
literally what I do.
I did not know
This
that.
is-
I
this
remember
is quite-
I asked you when we first met, and you were real secretive about it. And I was like, I know you're going to use that light cantrip. Lo and behold, again, I'm not one for divinity. I know you are, but divinity shines, you know? I had a hunch.
Dross whips out a torch, but instead of lighting it, he just uses the spell that he's got to like put light on things. Because you know what,
Nice.
fire is dangerous, so I'm gonna use the
There you
torch
go.
as a light, but it's not gonna be on fire. It's just gonna be lit.
There is a
Nice.
light
That's so funny.
cinnamon scent that fills the air.
Awesome. Awesome.
Nice.
So you guys have some lights now. You can see throughout here. Again, it looks fairly clean in this place. Weirdly devoid of the destruction from the rest of the city. And you're just here in the bottom of a tavern, in the bottom of an inn. You after casting the light cantrips and like kind of lighting up and like walking around the room, you start to hear back out on the street nonsense, like chaos, the noises that you guys were hearing from that cluster of creatures that was roaming the city. You start to hear skittering and chattering and like even some squawking, like scary, horrid noises, kind of just like rumbling through. And if you turn to look, you can kind of just like see down the street from like the windows. You see these creatures. Sorry, I'm sick, so I just keep like coughing and like, like choking at the same time.
You're doing great.
You I'm trying. But you see like these creatures kind of like down the street from different side streets and elsewhere. Just you see them kind of like roaming close. They're close. They're not like focused in on you, but they're close. And as soon as you start to hear that, a voice comes from like down the stairs. Someone comes running down the stairs. And you see this like cloaked figure, and he comes running by, and he says, quiet, put the lights out. And he just does this with his hand, and the room just kind of fills with dark. It just fills with dark. He's like, quiet, lay down. And that's all you hear.
Prom says, good enough for me. Prom and Jackson will both like plank, like full arms out, legs out.
just
floor.
on the floor.
He's like, all right.
Yeah, Dross
Ooh.
kind of like crouches down and backs up to a wall, so he's
Okay.
only got to worry about the front direction.
Mhm.
Ooh, God. Do I like?
Dirty.
I feel like I don't like this. I feel like I don't like magical darkness.
Magical darkness is wild. Magical darkness is wild.
And I have
Magic
a
dark.
way to get rid of magical darkness
True.
quite easily. Oh, do I sense as when it goes dark? Do I sense anything of like ill repute coming around us? Like, do I feel like we're about to get jumped? Do I sense anything in the?
Oh, I'd go for an insight check on that. See if you feel like you're about to get jumped here.
It's a good call.
23.
23. His voice was one of panic. It sounded scared. He sounded scared. It didn't sound like he was trying to deceive you. It sounded like he was trying to quiet you. Put your lights out.
Yeah, like in a way that I'm gonna get stabbed in the throat. Or
No, it did.
Okay.
It didn't feel like that. No, it didn't feel like that was the case. No.
Okay. Yeah, I will. Do I have the ability to just end my light cantrip? Is that how
Yeah,
that works?
cantrip you can just off and on whenever.
Cool. So I will just go ahead and snuff out the actual candle part, and then
Nice.
it also turns off the light effect of it.
Right on,
But
right on.
I'm definitely like hairs
On
my
edge, clocking
arm,
this guy.
getting ready to get rid of this darkness. Like,
Cool.
casting darkness can't be a thing that people just do easily. So
Right on. Torsten, what are you doing?
I'm kind of standing, I think, in the middle of everybody. I do put my hand on my sword just in case.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
But kind of just in the middle of the pack, just kind of looking around, just waiting to see what is about to happen.
Okay. Right on. So you guys are there. This cloaked man, a hooded figure comes down, casts darkness, tells you to hit the floor, and at that point the building starts to rumble, and you hear outside just tumbling over each other, these creatures coming down past the building, and it's like something out of a horror movie. Scary. It's just tumbling, chattering, scraping, scratching. At some point, some of the windows nearby on different buildings or shatter or breaking of different buildings, and you get the sense like these creatures probably also do a lot of damage to this city, and they're just rolling and rumbling and screeching, and it's horrifying. And you sit for a moment, everyone on edge, as they go past hundreds of creatures. As they go past, it takes a good couple of minutes. Slowly it goes past when it comes calm and quiet, and at that moment the darkness dissipates, and sitting at the bar on one of the stools is the cloaked figure, just sitting there.
The wagon. And Jackson's gonna get up, or Robin's gonna get up and go and look outside and see if the wagon is still there and still safe.
Yeah.
Pummeled.
Okay, cool. So you go outside to check on the wagon. You do it pretty carefully. The creatures have gone. You guys have, it has passed. You look to see, and the wagon has that thing, keeps it undetected. So they didn't even clock it. They just kept going. They did their own thing.
Great. He does a big exasperated sigh and walks back inside. Wagon safe, everybody. I know you were worried. We had two NPCs sitting in that wagon. So if they got trampled, so did they, and they are safe. So
I totally forgot about. They probably would have been inside with you guys too. There's Quildor and Alabaster just hunkered down inside with you. I forgot you're recruiting people. I forgot about these guys already. No, Quildor. When the darkness fades, Quildor's standing like this, right up against the beam, just like arms up right against the beam. And in his hands on the ceiling is like Alabaster, who is like squished against the ceiling. Like, what's going on? That's where they are. I forgot about them already. Jeez.
That's a great idea. That's a great place to hide, Quildor. I think that's real great.
Thanks. We did it. We're safe. And he brings Alabaster down. Just like, next time, not so close to the ceiling.
Splendid.
My chair creaks for it. Here we go. Where's my chair creak for her bones creaking?
There
it is.
That's a good chair creak. Quality chair creak. What's the guy at the bar look like? Bromwood goes around the front of the bar, or I guess the back of the bar, and puts two like broken glasses, like one in front of him. It's like, hey, can I get you anything? Welcome to the inn. You want a drink or something? And he'll look over at the available drinks. Are there any unshattered bottles of alcohol?
They're shattered, but there's probably remnants down in the bottom.
That'll do, baby.
Some good old swill.
He finds a swill, and he'll pour it over his hand, catching little glass bits, and then like hover his hand over the two broken glasses, and then he'll take one of these with like the glass bits. Says, pick your poison. Darkness. It looks like it. That was kind of cool.
And he'll be like,
Omar, nice to meet you.
He'll look up, and so he's got a hood on, and under the hood you see his face, and it looks he looks like a normal like a human man, but he's like blue. He's like completely blue. And he doesn't look very strong in any sense. He definitely is like a scrawnier guy. He looks up and makes eye contact with you and looks down at your drinks, and he's like, I will not drink that. Sorry, I'm not going to be drinking that.
That's all right. Take a breath, brother. They're gone. You know, you turn in a shade. Breathe.
And
we'll be all right.
he takes back his hood, and he's got like long like white hair, kind of like shoulder length. It's kind of just a mess, scraggly, and he's just like, what? You guys are a bit reckless, just roaming around the town. It's not really safe here.
Yeah, that's the vibe. That's the vibe we're picking up. Oh, actually, new in town, just doing some sightseeing, looking around, and this is the first notable build we came across. What was that stampede about? Is that something that happens like every day, every on occasion? What do you know? You got a little lore drop for us because we're a bit out of our depths here.
He'll look over at all of you and just he gives off the presence of just like weak, but like I think Caspian really clocked it with that darkness. Kind of just isn't something people just cast out of nowhere. But his body looks young, but like it's never been, like it's never done anything before. Like it's so scrawny and bones. As he like kind of pulls back his cloak, and like his arms are just like very weak, all blue though. He's just a blue creature, or humanoid, I would say. He says, I mean, they've always been roaming throughout the city, but they're definitely on edge as of late, and I'd assume that's your all's doing. They probably got word that people are coming into the keep, or trying to get to the keep, or something of the sort. That, and it kind of sent some waves through when somebody killed a big creature that was living in the forest. That spread to us very quickly.
Spread to you how? You guys got like scent and stuff. What do you mean? Like, what words are coming to you? I don't know anything about the creature in the woods. Of course, we're just humble sightseers. But how are you getting the messages? Is it like a network? We didn't think anyone was here. We were told that nobody was here.
Those creatures are kind of my messages, I would say. I've holed up in here for a while now, but when they roam by, they're just chatterings and such of the ongoings and their demands, or not their demands, their commands that they've been given. There's definitely.
Do you speak what they speak? They don't seem to be speaking common.
I can understand them. Yeah, I can understand them, and that's
cool.
basically just from being here. Who are you all? Why are you here?
Oh yeah. I see you rearing up over there, Dross. I see it.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna ask the same thing. I was just gonna ask, like, how are you surviving here? What are you doing here? Do you live at this inn?
I do as of now. I do live here now. I haven't been here long, since I was kind of, I don't want to say cast out, but now this is where I reside, trying to keep alive. People, in a word, yeah. I was not part of the cluster of demon creatures, or whatever you call these creatures. I was not part of them, but I worked for who's one of the people in charge of them, for sure, keeping people out. But then I was cast out. That's where I reside.
Oh, do we got a name or anything? Not to talk about your exes, but what's going on there?
A name of them?
Of your boss? Oh yeah, or just the thing. Anything at all? Anything you tell us? We're kind of gathering information while we're sightseeing here.
I
work for.
I want to answer your questions for some reason, but at the same time, you came into my home. It must be this. You came into my home. I guess it's also that you guys aren't just like threatening me and trying to kill me all of a sudden. I guess that's kind of another reason why I'm just willing to answer questions for you. But I myself have questions. Why, again, are you here? Why are you in my home?
In the middle of all that, Torson's like, you know what? Absolutely. And I see a couple bar stools. How about some Passover tobacco? And here's a pipe. Let's as we exchange questions and answers, let us find common ground in the sharing of the leaf. If you partake.
There you go. I'd say give me a persuasion check. You can have advantage on it. So roll 2, take the higher. Give me a persuasion on that one.
Yeah, we got 9 on the first. Ooh, 22. 22.
There you go. There you go. You see again his hesitation because he's been answering questions now, and you guys really haven't much. But the offer of a pipe and camaraderie and just sitting, you see him reach for it. He'll
Partake.
he'll partake with you.
Happy to share.
Got him. Hook, line, sinker.
And then he'll kind of sit up again. He doesn't look like he's got strength in his body. He'll sit up on the stool and just kind of looks and asks again, "What are you doing here? What brought you here? This place is not a safe one."
I'll.
Do we want to like just?
Probably go.
Is he? Because he could be like a spy, right? No?
Can
Maybe.
I use my divine
Cuts out,
sense
You know.
to detect
Oh.
if he's of good or evil?
Let me check for you.
He
You
is
can
within 60
sense.
feet.
Yeah, so you can check to see if he's celestial fiend undead.
I thought there was one more.
Is Celestial Fate
See.
Fiend undead?
What's that?
Is it Celestial Fate?
Celestial
undead?
Fiend. Yeah, just those 3. You're right.
Oh, sure enough.
Celestial fiend undead. Okay.
Yep.
He definitely gives off a vibe of fiend. He does feel
Okay.
fiendish.
Nice
But-
work, Torsten.
Yeah. That's you can't
But-
get a sense of if he's good or bad, but you get a sense that he is fiendish in nature for sure. Or fiendish, I should say fiendish in origin, not nature.
Listen, I think honesty is the best policy, and we got good smokes, we got good drinks here, and we have good truths. And the truth is, we are just kind of walking through this village right now, on our way to one of the other bigger buildings in town, and we just kind of stopped here because it seemed real scary outside. Truthfully, didn't think we'd see anyone else around here, so meeting you is fortuitous, I would say. No, no harm meant. Some people play instruments around here. Some people just talk to you. If you want to pet my brother, he's over there on the floor. He's still laying in prone from when you had the darkness in here. What's a rowdy bunch? Just making our way downtown. Walk fast, faces fast. And we are not quite homebound. We will be. You know what I mean?
That was good. It's good. You'll see he's just kind of like overwhelmed. I'll ask again in a minute, I guess, because nobody seems to want to answer why you're here in this dangerous city. But I mean, you asked like a name of somebody. You asked something a minute ago. I think it was about a name of somebody up
Oh
above.
yeah, who did you work for? Again, not to pry into like past, employment history. We're not the IRS or anything, but we're just kind of curious, if it'll protect us in the long run.
I don't know. I don't know the hierarchy with everything that works throughout this, other than the creatures in the streets are the lowest on the totem pole. But I just worked for who they called Admiral Karn.
That'll do.
But he's just in charge I would say he's just in charge of this portion of the stronghold. I don't think I've ever even seen him go into the keep, into the stronghold itself. But he likes to. I mean, he's in charge of all of that just ran by, and he was in charge of me again. Cast me out.
Oh,
Great time.
sounds like a little drama there. Sounds like a little bit of tea. Brahm's gonna cast message.
Made
over
me
to-
this.
Oh, there's something there. We'll put a pin in that real quick. Brahm's gonna send a message over to Dross and be like, what do we do? Do we tell him the truth? He seems like a good guy.
I think we try and persuade him that he doesn't need to know why we're here. These aren't the droids you're looking for. I think we try and persuade him.
Dang.
But does anything bad
Okay,
happen if
okay.
he finds out? You know?
Well, I'm not lying. I'm just saying, like, hey, we're not.
Well, we're not
going to
get any more answers.
But we are not going to share.
We're not going to get any more answers though from him.
No, but
So
then
if we're
we'll
okay
persuade
not
him
getting
to
in-
tell us. No, we're gonna double persuade. Gonna
No,
I don't know.
no.
Yeah, you can.
Keep stumbling around. I love that.
He's-
Brahm's like, he seems like a good. We should just be honest with him. But the whole time, this is like in messages back and forth. So like,
Mhm.
Brahm's just staring at you, and presumably you're just like staring back. And there's like a long
Rat's
silence of us just like,
looking back and forth. Because Rat
Yeah.
kind of knows there's like something being transferred.
oh god.
I think he'll look over at like Caspian at this point and be like, "Are they okay? What's going on with these people?"
Sometimes they just disassociate and they stare at each other. It happened. Have you met his brother? Does that not put a lot into context?
Got it. He did ask
Yeah.
me to pet his brother. Okay.
Yeah, it's we've
Understood.
all collectively been learning a lot. Hey, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Listen, I'd be happy to share more information with you, but I don't know if you've noticed life and times lately. It's a little on the it's a little on the up and sketch. See, I got a big problem. I like light. You cast some darkness on us a second ago. That's not something that just your everyday friendly landowner just knows how to do. So you got to understand maybe some hesitation here to just openly share information in these times that we currently live, considering the nonsense that's happening outside.
I can understand that. It's the only thing he left me with when he took everything else. And he like holds up his like arms and he's like, I mean, look at me. I'm a shell. I'm a shell of what I once was. But he left me with that. He left me with that.
That's a lot. I do know many, and I mean many, a spellcaster, like two. And they tend to be not the most like physically imposing, but like, I don't know if you ever heard of this spell called Fireball, but it like really sucks to get hit with one, right? So like, again, my trust. Yeah, I'm just saying, you got to understand my hesitancy. I know for you and what you know, it's easy to be like, it's just this. But I'm like, ooh, if I tell you something and you don't like it, do I suddenly have to try not to die?
Again, it's the only thing he left me with. And I think it's his funny way of just letting me live on like this. It's the only way I can really stay out of the sight of those creatures, even though some of them probably can see right through it. I'm not much of a magic user myself, but again, he left me with this. It was one of the few things I used to be able to do. I was much stronger before. Much stronger.
You were a
And he
warlock,
took
weren't
that.
you?
No.
All right, I'm just throwing out guesses. Eventually we'll get there.
I
Did
was
I
much
not
stronger,
warlock?
but he took my blade and took my powers with my blade, and I just want if I could get it back, the things I would do to him.
What?
But again, at
Side
this
quest,
point,
side quest, side
only
quest.
being able to cast darkness
Ah,
makes me not able to do anything.
listen, this is what I feel we can comfortably share with what we're doing here. Is we're here to look for potentially an item that may have been left behind.
And you see
from-
him like he piques his interest when you mention some sort of item.
We haven't been told what the item is. We just been told we'll know it when we'll see it. And the lady who has asked us to retrieve it is offering a lot of money. And in this,
That was good.
in this day and age, again, I cannot stress enough how times are kind of rough. Right now, the money would be very helpful to our group and the things that we want to do, the aspirations we have beyond this place. So it's really and I'll be forthright. There's a piece of information I'm leaving out of that again because the trust ain't there, but at its core, that's what it is, a retrieval quest by this clearly very cohesive group to build towards our aspirations later. And to be frank, I didn't ask a lot of questions either, other than as a cleric of the light, whether or not what I'm doing is going to continue to spread an ugliness through this world, or if we're going to help beautify it a bit. So take that for what you will, that I accepted this job.
Okay. All right. I'd say so. Most of that was truthful, other than the very slight little bit of deception in there. So if you want to roll either like persuasion or deception or something like that, feel free to just kind of get him to answer more, maybe talk more about stuff.
I will roll some persuasion, and I will
Cool.
roll with advantage because I have perfume on.
Get it.
Well, that first one's a natural 20 for a 26.
Okay, so you
it
don't
get
even
better than that.
don't even need that.
Nice.
He's eating up what you're saying, and you see that like behind his eyes, he kind of got lost at one point when you said you were sent like on a fetch quest. You were sent to find something specific, and the wheels started turning when that happened, and when you so you were able to slip in there like the lady that you everything else that you were saying that wasn't really truthful. You were able to slip that right past him, and he thinks to himself, and he's like, maybe our meeting is a little bit more fate entwined. The only thing I can think of, when something's found in the city, the admiral keeps it to himself. The admiral takes it to himself. Again, I don't think he's the one that's pulling all the strings. I couldn't tell you differently. But if I had to say, the unknown for me is what's beyond the doors of the keep. That's unknown for me. But what's the admiral hangs out in that tower. That's where he sets up, and that's where he keeps all of his things. That's if something's found, he takes it. My sword, my power resides with him somewhere. Power, I mean, that he sapped that from me. It could be gone. But my sword is there with him. So you might be able to benefit each other, because I can get you there. I can get you to the tower. I just need my
say,
sword.
If you want to come along, we're kind of building a posse, and we have unlimited room in the wagon. So you want to come on a little ride? We can take a little ride. I think that'd be great. More friends of the
You
fire.
see
You
him-
know what I mean?
You see him just like scanning back and forth in his brain, just trying to think about what to do next and where to go, and he's just mulling it over.
While you're pondering there, my friend, because I can see the wheels returning, you have self-stated that look at your current self. The only thing you can do is cast this darkness. Again, not a fan. Cleric of Light mentioned that. How do you plan to help us get to where we need to go that we couldn't help ourselves get to go?
You see him kind of like
deal with the devilly.
You see him kind of like thinking over his own worth at this point because you're right. He's drained.
Oh,
He sucks. Mama doesn't love him.
Caspian, who are we to deny new friends? This man wants some companionship, and we are what if not companions?
Bromwood,
and
not
then
friend shaped.
friendship.
That's not true. Cause he's blue. He's got a little hue to him.
There's a lot of things, a lot of non-shaped friend things.
I don't know.
He chimes in with, it's like, I know.
Heard of?
That's it. I know my way through the tower. I know my way through the town. I do have my darkness.
Don't we all, brother?
Feel like those could be a benefit. I can get you to where he keeps items. Again, the guarantee that the one that you're looking for, me not knowing what it is, could not guarantee that it's there. But I would say if you know that your item is within this stronghold, within this city, it's in one of two places. And it's either that tower or in the unknown that is the keep. And whoever might be in charge behind those doors, I don't know. But if the Admiral ever found it, if Karn ever saw it, he kept it. He doesn't like to pass things along.
I'm so sorry. What is your name? We've been chatting this whole time, and I have no idea what to call you.
What is your name? I wrote his name down. Hold on. My name is Suji.
Is that with 2 O's or U? Just for posterity.
It's Tsuji. So good.
Well, that was my third guess. And I didn't want to assume you're too far off base, but I guess so.
His name is Suji.
Okay, so Susan, I have a question for you. I don't really have a question. How much do I believe this person? Like, how much? What's the vibe? What's the vibe?
You can insight him. You can insight him if you want.
I want to, because I don't. Both player and character not. Oh shit balls! It's a 12.
Right on 12. You get the feeling that he really wants his sword back. He, for some reason, believes that if he has his sword, he has his power. And that's what you believe. He wants his sword back. You believe that he's going for that, and you believe wholeheartedly he does not like this Karn guy. There's a weird music it switched to all of a sudden. It's like this feathery. I don't know. I'm gonna switch that real quick.
Torsten, buddy, old pal,
Yeah.
that I've loved all my life for the last like day and a half that I've known you. Can we chat? Can we chat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Chat. I just need to discuss a thing. Turning back to the probably thing that'll kill us. Well, just a second. I just want to review a thing here before we proceed with this partnership. Just moment of privacy.
They walk off.
Okay.
And I think they're smooching, but they won't admit it openly. And if you ask them, they'll say no. But that's what I think. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents. So.
Are you saying that?
Got
right
it.
now, or are we still doing the?
I'm saying it to this guy, but I'm also trying to send you the message at the same time. So you see, like,
Nice.
like, and I think I look over at you, and like half the message is coming through your way, like half the message is coming through this way.
Hey, Bromwood, while I chat with Torsten for a second, could you enlighten our new friend about like your favorite types of soil?
Oh,
Jackson?
brother, I love some like not soil per se, but like fescue and anything that's like, you know, anything like my brother can chew on. Oh, by the way, it's my brother Jackson. He's so sweet. Jackson, get off that floor. And then he'll like go over and like pull Jackson and like slides along the floor, still like splayed out. He says, anyways, I know he doesn't look like my brother, but he is. He's a real sweetheart. He's got a bunch of stuff going on. You want to talk to him anytime to talk to you, don't even worry about it. Anyways, and here you go.
Love it.
Yeah, Jackson.
Got it. You got him well enough distracted. That and like having a conversation with you, as well as like kind of like peering over your shoulder and seeing like Quildor there. He's just kind of like, Okay, what's going on with these guys? But go ahead, you guys can
Torsten,
have your
we're still
sidebar.
up. Yeah.
you're a man of the light, like a light, right? Like
Yeah.
you dip your toes in the divine pool,
Little,
right?
little here and there. There's a little bit.
What and getting any vibes off of this guy?
I mean, we're getting a little, there's little evil. There's a little evil, little
Mm.
fiend. You know, you gotta. I'm not getting the warm and fuzzies, that's for sure. But but also it's like 10v1 right now, so I'm not really worried. I think we can take him if anything were to go south.
I'm not so concerned of our similar. There we go. I'm also like not super concerned of him right now, but this obsession with getting this very specific sword in hopes that it'll restore some iota of power concerns the hell out of me.
I mean, I kind of want to see the sword. I mean, who's to say we find it and we just keep it? You know what I mean? Like it does not have to go to him.
Yeah. Is it okay? Listen, because I don't know the morality of our other compatriots as much, but I feel like you and I might be on a similar moral code. Because he might be of a more flavor of evil, a fiendish one.
Get him out.
Do we smote him before we get into the treasure room that he's going to lead us to? Like, do we use him as a guy? Is that terrible to use him? But he's evil.
If he's evil, then no, there is no, unless you think there's some redemption arc and he proves himself between now and then. I think we keep our minds open to that possibility. But
okay,
it's kind of like a cheater. Once you cheat, you're always a cheater. Once you're evil, you're always evil. So
that's fair. That's fair.
you
So
know,
redemption
and then-
test
yeah.
before the final room.
I think so. I think we'll get the vibe by then too. But nothing wrong with using this as an information source. And who knows what else we might find. I mean, you see him over there enjoying the Passover leaf right now. Like, gosh, wait till I break out my bagpipes.
Yeah,
I got some playing cards. We'll buddy with them.
Your flute skills, like it nonstop.
Just wait till we sleep.
So uneasy alliance, but you and I keeping an eye ready to.
We're on the same page. We're on the same page.
Got it. Okay, just want to make sure. All right.
I mean, between you and me, done.
Yeah.
Dunzo.
Sugar and spice. I got you. Yeah.
Yep.
We'll shake and bake.
Good call.
And anyways, clay soil is kind of the hardest to plant in, but like peaty and chalky are a little more common. And the loamy is something I have over by the oh hey, well you coming back, guys?
Yeah,
we're just talking about types of dirt.
I love
dirt. Yeah, lots of dirt.
Soil.
I had a potted plant once.
That's good enough.
It didn't make it.
Oh well.
Sorry.
Casting darkness on it.
Not-
Not light,
I didn't think about that.
I get it. A lot of people
Probably what it was. Yeah, but you see him kind of like looking around at you guys. You don't know. Do you know what happened in the forest? I just, again, skitterings from these things talking about the Luke died. But the Luke daemon that was in the forest, the winged bony creature that was out there guarding the forest.
Brom looks left, Brom looks right. We saw it. We saw it get conked out.
Got it.
It was I think I don't want to claim anything that wasn't rightfully mine, but I think I brought it down. I don't know if that's true, but I'm pretty sure.
He like, just in looking over you guys haven't had a long rest, so you guys still look kind of beat up from it, and like he sees the remnants of like what happened, and he's like, I assumed as much. I assumed that was probably what happened, which definitely would strike some fear into someone as in my state here. So Again, you probably won't have to worry about anything with me, because that is a feat, I would say. At my full power, I'd probably be able to take down the Luke Daemon myself, but there's no way with just being able to cast darkness. So, well done.
Thanks.
So another shove one up to Admiral Karn, because his forest watch is gone. Now the creatures out there will probably just run wild, if not just get out and run away. He's got to be rolling in his bed tonight.
Speaking of rolling in beds, it looks like the two guys. Did you guys talk about anything? Do we want to go get this guy's sword? I think I might have been walking that way anyways, and like I said, it'd be nice to have another companion. Campfire's getting real full.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should bring.
I think there's some mutual benefit.
Okay, definitely.
You know.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope that it doesn't come to that. I think this could be a mutually beneficial alliance. Again, if you want, once we get to the sword and whatever you guys are trying to collect, I don't know what that is. Once we get there, we can part our ways. If you get your hands on whatever you're looking for, you don't have to worry about me again. If we can get my sword and take down Karn, might make it easier on you guys as well, because then the city would fall to chaos. Everything else here would just run amok, if not leave, because right now they're just kind of under his control.
Another thing on this, would you be able, if perhaps we were headed back out this way, if we had to leave, if you had the sword, could you keep us safe on the way out? Add a little sprinkle to the deal for us? I don't know if you plan on sticking around. I don't know.
I could say that would be helpful. I could be helpful there.
Okay.
Yeah, I could be helpful there.
We love an escape route.
Seeing as overhearing Dross threaten our new comrade with death out loud, and him get a little nervous, I intervene quickly and say, "Hey, want to see something cool?" I alter the appearance of my eyes for 1 minute.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Right.
Semi-thaumaturgy.
nice. What do they look like? What do they look like?
360s nonstop.
Oh, geez. Just like, oh, wait, this way? Oh. Wait, which way? Is it spinning or white?
They rotate inwards towards themselves, like to each side. And I'm like, and like, did I mention that I was unconscious in our last battle?
Wow. What caused that? Did you fight the was it from the Luke Daemon?
Yeah, that's who we just fought, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
That was okay. Yeah.
In the forest.
Oh yeah. Big giant came up, hit me with the club. Down I go. But I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. It's been about a minute. I do that every couple times. I don't know, like, and then
You look
and then all of a
resilient.
sudden I caused the unlocked door that we came into to quickly and violently open and close on itself. Like,
he jumps on edge and he's like, he doesn't hear the
was me.
normal like demons or okay.
Like that was me. I was so,
That was
like,
scary. We're in the center of this. We're in here. We just dodged a bullet there.
I was unconscious. My eyes are going inside out. Doors are opening. Don't know what to say. I should be.
You guys took down the Luke Daemon. What the man? Was he asleep? Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Oh, he was fully awake. He was swinging too. Oh man.
Wow.
He's five shades came out of the woods. Our cleric got rid of him in one hit. Oh, it was great. It was real cinematic, you know. Damsel in distress situation. Rescue a woman.
Cleric. Got it. So that's why you're probably a little on edge with me. Understood. That in the darkness, I know. That makes sense. Got it. Okay. Well, I mean, we spoke about sleep. You guys look horrid. Would you like to
Get get that.
This was once an inn. I've kind of kept, as you can see, I've kind of kept it maintained. So there's rooms if you feel free, if you would like to. The third door on the first floor, don't go in there. Don't go in that one. The rest of them, feel free.
Baiting the hook, baby. Dangling that carrot right in front of people. If he would have said anything about it, we would never thought twice.
Why?
And now he's like,
Question answered.
No, no,
Why?
you,
What's it-
you don't want to go in that room. Just don't go in there.
you got
The rest of them-
Go,
The rest of them, feel free. The second floor should be clear. But I tried my best. I mean, with what I've got here, maintaining, just living through here and scavenging from the city as much as I can, I've been able to keep the rooms pretty all right, I would say.
except the one room.
Don't go in room 3
So,
on
you
the
know what we're
first
capable
Side
of.
quest.
first up floor.
Maybe
Based
it's like
on
a
the
bathroom.
forest, what's behind door number 3? What's going on?
It's
he poops in there. And you're trying to make this man admit that's his bathroom, and you're like, hey, there's got to be treasure in there. I don't think there is.
it's my bathroom. You don't want to go in my bathroom. It's definitely my bathroom. Don't go in there.
Told ya. Well, I ain't going in there, but if you guys want a nap,
Thank you. That's where I use my bathroom.
I feel fine. But if you guys want to
I
snooze
mean,
for a
I
while,
feel like I look at our elf friend again, and I'm like, hey, I kind of pull him aside.
These guys are they going to kiss again?
Yeah.
That's right.
By the-
We're gonna.
Is that what's happening?
By the way, my name's Caspian, but yeah, what you need?
Yeah, no, yeah, we're on that. We're
My
on that.
elf friend.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
just
trying to
stamped
use
in
something
the
else
name.
besides a name. I was trying to, mix it up a little
Yeah.
bit. But I'm like, hey, I'm thinking I don't trust this guy with that room. I think he's lying because that's no poop room.
Yeah. Nope.
And
That ain't,
as I'm
that ain't poop.
that ain't poop. As I'm thinking,
Mhm.
I need your opinion on this. What if I cast a zone of truth on this guy? That way he cannot. We have the possibility that he cannot tell us a deliberate lie of what is in that room. But I don't want to scare him at the same time. Is this something where we hold off, or do we push it a little bit?
Yeah, I think that's good to have in the back pocket if shit starts
Back pocket.
getting crazy. But I am gonna say over under on there being skinned corpses in that room. Over under?
You'll take the over on that.
You take,
There's
yeah,
lots.
probably.
There's
Yeah.
lots.
Yeah. I
Over
don't
under
think-
2 corpses. Take the over.
I don't think if there's poop in there, it didn't come from him. People poop when they die. Did you know that?
Yeah, I
Just
guess.
full
Can't
defecation.
control
You
it.
do a lot when you work at the temple. You do a lot of last rites, and let me tell you, full flush of the system.
So kind of just back pocket the truth telling for now. Okay, I just wanted.
I would.
Listen,
I would.
elf
I
friend,
would.
just want to make sure that we are on the same
Yeah,
page.
still Caspian, but that's okay. I think we're not done with the tale of this room yet, though.
No.
Again, back
But I mean,
back
you
pocket,
do want
but like hand at the ready kind of a back pocket. You know what I mean?
because you
Yeah.
want to know what's in there too, right?
Yeah, I
wouldn't.
don't
Yeah, I know.
trust Mr. All of My Powers and some elusive magical sword held by an Admiral Akbar or whatever his name was. I do think that when we go past the room, there's going to be a sniff check, right? Because I'll know
yeah.
poop. I'll know poop.
I
Yeah,
might
perfume.
kind
no
of
poop.
look underneath the door as well, a little crack, little crevice, just in case.
Yeah.
You see a little
Yeah.
trail of something on the floor.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, little.
We'll keep our eyes open.
Little skid mark. Yeah, no, I get you.
We'll let Soil Boy keep talking.
Yeah.
doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
And pans back over to him talking to you guys. He's just like, I had trouble fixing the indoor plumbing, so I had to find one room. That's that room. Sorry.
hey, buddy, you don't gotta justify it. You're living in a broken down inn. You could have pooped out behind the bar for all you wanted. I think you confined into one room is the bare minimum you could do, and you did it. And
I
give no
believe
kudos
you.
for that.
I believe you, and I appreciate you looking out because I don't want to go in that room. That sounds awful.
I'm
Just
telling
don't go in that way. But feel free if you'd like to choose rooms. Take your time. I'm gonna keep my eye out for a little bit longer, just to make sure they don't come by. And I'm gonna he's just gonna like hunker down over by like the front windows, just kind of keeping an eye out.
That's sketchy. Do we know how many beds are in each room?
They differ. When you go into the different rooms, they vary. Some of the rooms have a couple. Some of the rooms are bigger, and there's like multiple beds. The beds aren't great, but they are beds. So he's been trying to keep his. He's probably been here a while, so he's been trying his best to maintain this place.
I was wondering if we prancy pony it and just hunker all in the same room.
Dross is going to sneak off to that room and take a look.
Room 3?
Dross just knows that you need to clear a building. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to sleep in a place, you want to have the lay of the land. I have thieves' tools as an urchin.
Okay.
So, if I need to be picking any locks, I can attempt that.
Gotcha. Are you letting anyone else know, or is anyone else going along with you?
I think, unless someone's really interested, I think Dross is gonna.
Yeah, I think that's a solo mission. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, you can definitely sneak off. Give me just this general stealth check then, just to see. You can hold your breath for this one.
An 8.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay. All right. So you make it to the third room. And before you like came here, you can kind of check and see that he's still just like sitting downstairs, just keeping an eye out the windows, making sure nothing like comes up. And you get back to room 3 and you try the door, and it is locked. It is locked. So you can go ahead if you'd like to make a check with your thieves' tools. That'd be great.
I actually don't know if I know how to do that. Is that a specific?
I think it's
speed under tools, but I don't know how to like.
Yeah, it's a dexterity check. I know it's a dexterity check that uses your it adds in your proficiency bonus as well. Let me see if can you just click these tools or no?
Yeah, that's what I try and click it. Like, just tells me about it. Unless maybe
yeah, that's weird.
Place to click.
I don't think it just rolls. So I know it's dexterity, and it adds in your proficiency. So it would be plus. You'd roll and you'd have +3.
Okay. Do I click dexterity? The ones on the top row? Is that one, or is that saves?
Yeah, the top row is fine.
7 and +3.
Okay. Yeah, so this is an old inn. It just takes you a little bit of time, but you're able to kind of get this lock unlocked and you open it. Well, I went away from the screen for a second real quick, and I came back and I didn't notice that Bruns wasn't there. And I thought that was just some random cloaked figure sitting in his chair. And I'm like, what is that? That freaked me out at first. I was like, what's happening? Okay. But yeah, it takes you a little bit of time, but then you finally, with your thieves' tools, you're able to get it open, and you open up the door. Are you going to go in? What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to get a general perception check if I get hit with a smell of what should be in there. That's it.
You don't have to worry about a perception check, but you don't smell poop. You definitely don't smell poop. And it doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell bad in here at all. You don't have any negative smells at all. And I will pass that real quick I will pass that back because I know Caspian mentioned you were going to walk by earlier and smell the room or whatever. You guys didn't smell poop. You didn't smell negative, anything bad. It still just smelled like the normal, everyday, whatchamacallit. Dross, you get in here and it's a weird sight. It's not at all what you expect. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'll explain it to you. I don't know. I would say I don't think it's at all what you expected to be in here. But the room is like littered with dolls and stuffed animals and plushies, and like they look old. They look rugged, but they look like they've been mended. They look like they've been fixed. They've been like put back together, and they're like the whole room is full of them. Are you going like in? Are you going in a little further just to just take a look around?
You know, I think Dross is going to back up, pull out his axe, and march back to the room where
Okay.
where the boy is, because I think at this point Dross knows he's lying, so he wants to bring in the group now instead of investigating solo.
Got it. I will say you back up into the hall, and based on your stealth check, behind you now is this guy standing there. I forgot his name already. I wrote it down. Suji. Suji's standing there, and he's like, "I told you not to go into room 3. It's where I keep my collection. It's embarrassing, but at the same time, do I have to explain myself, or can we just let this one go? Can we just move this one on? Just tell everyone it's poop. Like, it's much better that it's poop, right? Just tell them it's poop."
Dross is gonna pull out his axe, and he's gonna
Whoa,
motion him.
whoa.
He's
Okay.
gonna motion him to go back to the common room where all the rest of the people are. And he's like, and Dross is like, nope, we're gonna talk this out.
Oh, like to your guys' room that you guys are in now? Okay.
To bring it to the rest of the party.
Okay. All right. I will not fight it. And he'll just like walk with you. I'll walk ahead of you.
Okay. So yeah, Dross gets to the main party with the axe, and Suji
Suji. Yep.
is walking out in front of him, and he said, "Hey, I checked out the room. Guy's lying. There's no poop in there." So,
Come on. It was poop,
Suji,
right?
We talked for 30 minutes about plumbing in this place.
I
Are you
didn't
kidding
want
me?
30 minutes about plumbing. It's funny. And like you guys also have.
Asked what's in there. What'd you find? What'd you see?
So Dross describes what he saw related to the dolls that seem to be put back together.
So you pulled an axe on a man, held it in an aggressive manner, forced a man to move to a room he didn't want to go to over a bunch of stitched up dolls.
When a man lies, take offense to that, and that means what else was he lying about? So
It's
none of us.
pretty-
I mean,
accepted that he was lying,
I'd lie about
so
that
he-
hobby too, if I'm
he
being
could've lied
honest.
about anything.
Honestly, you don't got to be ashamed of it, but if you collect dolls, that's fine. Everyone's kind of got their own thing they do.
Are they
just
it was
dolls?
something to do. It was something to do. I found them. I found one after being cast out. I found one, and it was almost destroyed, beat to heck. And I was like, let me see if I can fix it. And then it became like an obsession, like just going through the city, and like every time I looted for food or found something, if I found one, I'd bring it back and fix it up.
It's almost admirable.
I think that's great.
However, now
A tear runs down his cheek.
I look
Oh, yeah.
I look to Caspian, aka my elf friend. And
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
like, and just I'm like, do I cast it now? Kind of like we know, and you give me the nod or not.
Not as given.
That's
Not
funny.
given. So
Not given.
I will want to cast my Zone of Truth.
Zone
It
of
lasts for
truth.
Lasts for 10 minutes.
Yep.
So I create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius.
Mm-hmm.
Centered at a point of my choice. So I am choosing Splooge or whatever his name is.
Suji.
Suji. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn, there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw.
Nice.
An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth.
Okay. What's the save on that? Should tell you a number somewhere on
14.
there. 14. Got it.
Charisma 14.
So I think they can tell, right? They can tell when it's being cast on them.
Yes,
So-
but they still have to remain within the bounds
Yeah.
of not telling a lie.
So he'll see you like casting this and know what's coming, and he'll sigh, and he'll choose to fail deliberately
Oh.
so that he has to tell you the truth.
Brom gets in the circle. He's like, oh, I love these. Everyone in. Come on, these are a blast.
Oh my
Come on,
God.
truth circle.
Yes,
Come on, hold
a
hands,
truth
everyone.
circle. A
Also,
truth circle.
I have yet to put out my pipe because I was hoping to just kind of relax, but here we are, only on a short rest after being knocked out.
I whipped out
Yeah,
my
yeah.
axe. It happens, you know.
There you go. There you go.
Brom's
It's like-
standing around the circle, like trying to like hold hands with people. But come on, guys. Everyone
So
be honest now.
Suji just kind of looks down, and he's just like, "What do you want to know?"
So
Is there
Dross asks,
anything
there
in-
any-
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, is there
It's
anything
not poop.
contained inside of these dolls or stuffed animals? Are you stitching something to hide on the inside?
Other than cotton fluffing whatever I put inside of them to keep it stuffed, no, not a thing.
Do they have any magical properties? Are they able to control anyone?
No, not at all.
Caspian,
It's
are you in the
just a. Caspian's like, no, I'm doing that.
I was like, Caspian, get in the circle. I got a question for you. Get on in. Step on in here. I got a question for you.
Okay.
Get in
I,
here.
I will step into the circle.
Oh, and then he can decide. He can make a save or not, and brothers will know.
I have a +7 saving throw.
I would say Bromwood, also with a +7, has chosen to fail. He goes
There
in
you
and
go.
he's like, hey, I'm not resisting this at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Bromwood, do you eat soil?
No, of course I don't eat. I mean, I got
You
something in my
gotta
mouth.
be-
It just happens to get in my mouth. Like I'm not eating it. You know what I mean?
I've got some in my
It
mouth.
just happens to get there when you're eating, fruits and veggies and stuff.
Okay, so I got a
Oh,
natural 1
no.
on my save.
No, Caspian,
Nice.
No.
Yeah.
Nice.
I saw.
So,
Cass,
I feel
this
compelled.
might be a little nosy. I see you whispering in your mirror. Who are you talking to in there? You talking to yourself? You talking to someone? Every now and then I see a whispering. And listen, I love a good whisper. I do. I'm just curious. What's going on there?
I talk to myself in my mirror.
Just yourself?
I talk to myself in my mirror. That is the truth.
Yeah, but it's like just yourself. No one else. Nothing else. It's just you on you.
I don't know how to say this any clearer. I talk to myself in the mirror.
Well, Jackson's got a lower intelligence than the rest. He's like, well, I guess so. Suji, got any questions for him? He has a ton of knowledge.
Jackson,
I-
got any
I-
intelligence?
What's that?
Problem.
Oh, Bromwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, probably both.
I was like, am I getting grilled by
They're
by
They're
Jackson
brothers
too?
in his.
Jackson's standing up on his hind leg. He's like, who are you talking to in that mirror?
Who you talking to in the mirror? Go on, Jackson.
Oh, God.
I love that.
Great.
You look at Suji and you ask him to like ask questions. He's like, I thought you guys were interrogating me. I wait, did you guys really defeat the Luke Daemon? I still don't believe that. Like you guys, the 4 of you and the 5, I mean Jackson, you guys killed the Luke Daemon.
Yeah, I killed him.
Yeah, the
What?
Jackson 5. That's what
Couple
we're
chromatic
what we're kinda
orbs?
called.
Take that boy on down. The Jackson
What?
5? Great.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, man. You see Jackson.
And he's like super confused that like now he's asking questions. Like
Only if you
I-
want. You don't have to.
This is kind of turned into like a kind of self.
yeah, like it's I
kind
think
of-
his hands are still kind of like up, like there's an axe at his throat or something. I don't know what's going on.
And
Like,
all,
it's like,
of a sudden,
I'm
Torsten
asking
goes to
questions.
Caspian.
Like what?
Caspian's like, if you had to choose, who do you trust the most out of this group?
Oh, God.
If you had to pick.
myself.
Oh, nice.
Fair.
Nice. Draws back when we first met, I did a little friend spell on you, and I'm gonna be honest, I feel a little bad about it. Do you think we're friends? Do you find us with our time spent together? Are you starting to feel that kinship, or are you still lone wolfing it?
I'm starting to feel the kinship. You know,
Oh.
whether I would classify us as friends yet, I don't know. But
Hey, you know,
the connection where we kind of speak to each other through the airwaves, you know, it's intimate. You know,
well, yeah, I
it's,
get it.
it can kind of jump a relationship faster
I get
forward
it.
than a normal the normal rate. So you know,
Yeah, it's conversation in a vacuum, and I think that works so well.
yeah,
Do you like my brother?
no.
Oh, and Bromwood steps out of the circle.
Oh,
Jackson, we're going to bed.
dang.
Wait, we got it. We have this guy for like another 5 minutes. Like, what? Can we? All we found
We're all
out it's
tired.
not magical. It's not.
It's
I found out more about my group than I have about these secret room animals.
Hey, Mr. Suji, whatever your
Yeah.
name is, do you
Do you still have the axe on me? Like,
Can
do
you
you-
put the axe down?
the axe
making
is
me
down.
uncomfortable.
It's
Oh,
just-
okay,
it's
okay.
just-
Can I put my
it's-
hands
I put it
down?
away. You can put your hands down.
Oh,
Do
okay,
you-
okay.
Do you mean us any harm at all?
No, I don't know you.
Then I'm going to.
As far as I know, you guys are my best chance at getting my power back. My
What's
sword.
your power?
I have many, but my arms would be great. They used
Yeah,
to look
but,
like that guy, but now they don't.
What's the source of your power?
For free?
For free?
For free?
Yeah,
The source of my power?
Yeah.
I thought it was just innate, but then it was taken from me. I think, as far as what I remember, is that he took my power, put it back in my sword, took my sword. So I feel like if I hold my sword, I get my sword back, I get my power back. But I don't know.
And like what kind of like if you were to like sample your abilities to get hired for a job and you had these powers back, what are some things you're able to do with said powers?
Oh, got it. I mean, I was much bigger, much stronger. I could change my size a little bit. I can cast a few spells, but again, that wasn't my main thing. Just like darkness and a couple of others. But majority of my power. I mean, it could like heal a little bit when harmed. That was great. I was a lot stronger, a lot bigger. I could get so. I just need my sword back so that I can take this guy down.
Would you say that in moments of particular, maybe like anger, you would feel stronger?
No, not really.
Boys, I got nothing.
What
It would help.
Why are you
It would help to have
embarrassed
my.
about
Why
the
am I?
dolls?
I
Why are you
mean,
embarrassed
it's
about it? What makes-
dolls.
Would you plan on doing with
I
them?
was a warrior. I was strong. I had a definitive look. That's not this. And now I'm in a tavern collecting dolls.
Well,
What do you plan on doing with them?
The just having them.
Just having.
I
them?
was just
Yeah,
trying
okay.
to. I was putting them back to the way that they were in hopes that I could put myself back to the way that I was at some
Aw.
point in time.
That's sweet. A little sad.
Do you trust Dross?
The one that put his axe to me. I don't know if I trust all of you guys. I'm not really worrying about trust right now. More a mutual benefit than trust.
all right. Well, Dross has heard enough, and he's
He's good. He's good.
He's gonna go find a room to take a nap.
Dross is the one that started the whole thing, and he's like,
I
peace.
know. I
I'm
got.
good.
Listen,
I'm
you
good.
know what? We would have
Got what you needed.
If we tried to fall asleep, we would have been worried about what was in that room. And you know
I was
what?
almost asleep. I would have been fine.
Okay. You know what?
Thought it was poop.
Okay.
Thought it was poop. It could have been poop. Just
But honestly,
take it
where
at
is
that.
the poop? Right. So we still haven't found it. So that's
The plumbing's fine. You can use the toilets. Just use the toilets.
All right.
Would you be? I believe you, and I think
mean-
it's noble what you are doing.
I'm in a zone
You
of
mind if
truth.
Right. can I have one of your fixed creations? Be happy to pay for it.
He wants his own doll collection.
Sure.
What's your favorite one?
You're gonna take his favorite? You're gonna take his favorite
Oh yeah,
one?
I'm gonna pay him for it. I'm gonna pay him for it. And then I'm gonna
I
ask if he's
won't.
willing to sell it.
I won't be willing to give up. My favorite one's the first one that started the whole collection. I don't know why are we asking about the doll. I'm gonna keep that. If you would like one, I can bring one to you.
Yeah, pick
in the
one out
morning.
you think I would like. Yeah, pick one out you think I'd like.
Sure.
Are you trying to
Sure.
awaken this doll?
Me or him? Oh,
No,
him.
him.
Oh,
Are you trying to make this little doll come to life?
mhm,
If you only knew what I have
mhm. Playing
planned.
his flute in them.
Such a sick thing to do. But
Oh.
hey, made this come to life. Dangle it over a cliff. Like,
There it
"Yes,
is.
it's now.
There it is.
I think it's
All right,
long
well,
rest time,
I
everybody.
think it is.
Joss is like, guys, it's time for a long rest.
You,
I think we've
Yeah,
gone
definitely.
down a side quest.
I was willing to go to bed. Now you got me
Suji's
all
gonna
riled up and excited.
be like, I'm gonna go. Anything else we need to do before we can talk in the morning? Maybe prep and do some food or whatnot. Cool, got it,
Sounds
Suji. All right, then he turns and goes. He leaves the room. That's the end of Suji's gonna go. We'll leave for now. And you guys still have, Quildor and Alabaster are with you guys as well. They're kind of just hanging out. They'll probably find a room. If you guys want them to stay with you guys, you can. Otherwise, they can just stay in a room next door or something. Through all of that, they were kind of just like looking back and forth, just like, what's going on here? But what we'll do is we're getting close to our end here, so we might as well just maybe we'll call it for this evening. We'll wrap it up here, and we'll pick up with the beginnings of Suji and whatnot in the next time. And if we're going over to the Mage's Tower, that's where we'll head. Hopefully, with your possibly newly, maybe trustworthy, maybe not new companion, can lead you to his sword and or the item that you guys are seeking.
Can't wait to interrogate him more next time.
Get in
He's
the
here.
circle.
He's down for it.
I kind of believe him for the like. I have good vibes about him.
You put him in.
There you go.
The truth. You can't lie.
You might as well
You
believe
can't
him.
lie.
Because you
Lie.
held an
I
axe
think
to
I
his
believe
hand.
him. Well, yeah, because he's telling the truth.
He doesn't seem too
Tell
evasive,
the
you know?
No.
Technically, it's within the bounds of truthfulness. So you can
Mm,
you can be fluctuating with the truth.
true.
Like that.
Literally.
Hold an axe to him though.
Well, with that, we will wrap up. Keep your doll collection safe in your poop rooms, everybody. It's been great.
As you do.
But we'll see you next week. We should be back next week, hopefully. If not, I'll say that we won't, and I'll be online playing some Minecraft or something like that. But drive safe, everyone.